I
What's up, everybody? That's Jill. I'm Ethan. Fight me. She coaches. What's up?
How's your day? If you're in Edmonton, I hope you stuck your face in the sun. Dare I say, the sun felt a little sweaty out there today.
It was spicy out there for a bit, which is a weird complaint. Weird statement at like +2. But the sun counts where the sun counts. Unless you're sunning your asshole, then it doesn't count. It doesn't. It doesn't.
What's the purpose of sunning your
Supposed to
butthole?
be UV direct absorption. So how the human body? Listen,
Okay.
white people. Um, yeah. What's up? We're hard. Hmm?
No.
We're not hard. Not currently. Hard and joy. Hards and joys to start every episode within reason. I think we've missed a couple, but who gives a shit? Hard for me currently. I can make it not necessarily about me. Is uh, was in crisis intervention late last night. For those of you that don't know what crisis intervention is, it's when someone really needs a lot of support that isn't the hospital or police or other motherfuckers, when they're juggling and doing the math on and continuing to exist on this planet the way that they are and the way that things are going. And so I've spent not like a ton of time. It's just I will always meet people where they are, but that means that I can meet people in their worst day or one of their worst days, and uh, seeing what unfolded, seeing the pictures of harm and things like that, and walking them through it was just it's just always heavy. It's always the piece of me that wants to protect people comes out hard and is screaming in the background while I'm trying to listen to this person and just wants me to go find whoever did this and whatever. But I also just want to hold the person that I'm on the phone with, and can't do that. And there's a lot of juggling, and it's hard to. This one was relatively easy. I say that because they knew that they were going to be okay in this phone call. They said it. That's why they called. It's not always like that. I've lost people on the phone. It's been far more touch and go, far more temperamental, multiple calls. It's just heavy. When I joke on my own depression and my own suicidal ideation and the things that come with being a trauma survivor and seeing the world the way it is and being an empath and whatever the fuck, to know the spaces of I'm just tired. To know where this person is and not be able to do anything except for be on the phone, which is plenty, but I just want to do more and be able to support. So yeah, the hard is knowing that someone went through it, but the hard is also seeing what they went through because they chose to share it with me and only being able to be on the end of a phone.
Yeah, and it tends to always happen at night, late, which I imagine is hard for your brain to decompress after too. I know it doesn't always happen at night, but a lot of the time, the dark, metaphorically and not, comes at night.
Yeah, we talked about it not that long ago where I said I don't know why we have to explain this to people. Most of the shit that happens at night. Mm-hmm. Most of the bad stuff that happens to people they experience. It's very rare that an experience of trauma happens during the daytime. Sometimes you get lucky. Don't fucking breathe. Relax.
And then your daytimes are in too. Great.
But no, it's just it's not even that it can be. I think if it was any heavier things to carry, it would have been. It's hard to decompress because there wasn't a moment on the phone last night that I thought, oh shit. I have those moments all the time where I'm like, am I saying the right things? Am I doing the right thing? Is this person still here? Because there's long extended silences sometimes, and you can hear the crackle, but sometimes that's not there. And did I just lose this belief? There's anxiety involved. There's making sure you're saying the right things involved. There's so much more that can go on. So last night wasn't too. It was just like all of a sudden, I was in this space to catch somebody, and thankfully, it was early enough that it wasn't too late, and Jill was still relatively awake when I got done and came to bed and whatnot. But it's just it adds to the hard. We know everybody goes through it, but it adds to the someone closer to me than most people is really hard. It's hard to see people go through it as a choice. It's hard to see people go through it as a byproduct. Just hard, heavy, as the world is already hard and heavy. You want to see your people succeed. You don't want to see them go through it. I don't want to see anybody go through it. There's a couple of people that could fucking go through it. That's a lie. It's a bold-faced lie. Anyways. How about you, baby? I think it's very cool that I can do that. I almost got all the way up to do that. My brain's like, I'm long enough.
Yeah, is long enough. I think my heart is that I am a little bit struggling with mornings again. Okay, the way the chair is behind me, I just looked in the reflection and I was like, it looks like I'm a hunchback. And I literally just reached behind me being like, what is happening? Thank you. I just read. I was like, no, that's not
I'm
okay.
not editing that out.
I'm like not doing very good with mornings again. I don't know.
Sorry. I want you to have your piece and say it.
Yeah, I'm not doing very good with mornings again. Sometime in the last 3 weeks, month, I don't know. I started staying up later again. I started staying up later sometime in the last like month. Like Ethan and I started playing video games together, and I have a pretty good boundary of like it needs to be done by 11. But then I go upstairs and I deal with the kitchen because I can't go to bed with a messy kitchen, and I do the coffee, and then I go upstairs and sometimes I have to shower, or I just like get ready for bed, and then I just like end up doing stuff, and then all of a sudden it's after midnight, and then I'm probably not actually like asleep until closer to 1, and that's just like not productive. I learned last year that I need more sleep than I used to. I used to be able to function on like 5-6 hours of sleep. Would get up, would exist, would do my thing. I don't know. Maybe it's being almost 30, but I can't roll like that anymore. And I learned that lesson.
Oh my, you're so annoying.
And I learned that last year, and I was doing really good for a while with like getting in bed by 11. So that put me asleep before midnight, and then I'm not doing that anymore, which means I'm getting up later. Like I don't get up like late, but it's not as early as I would like to. And mornings have always been a struggle for me. So just getting back to like, I told Ethan that I need to be done playing video games by 10 so that I'm actually like done doing all my things by 11 versus like right now being done by 11 puts me not done my things till closer to 12. I also think mornings are hard because I'm self-employed. Like I don't really need to be up early, but then I find I'm like not getting anything done before my first like actual scheduled thing of the day. And then I get into my scheduled things, and then it's the afternoon before I actually get to like check-ins and client messages and all the things. So I just need like an hour in the morning, and I had one this morning to like start things, and then I can disappear for a bit, and then I can come back in the afternoon and like finish. Do you have a joy? Okay, well, I actually thought my heart was going to be our neighbors this morning, but it's turned itself around. So a small backstory. We have neighbors on either side of us, and nobody ever shovels. Not one time. Not one time has anybody picked up a shovel and shoveled, like, not even their sidewalk. Like, you don't want to shovel your driveway, that's your fucking business, but like not even the driveway one time. And then I got our sidewalk down. We both got our sidewalk down to like cement at one point. You could see the cement on our whole sidewalk. And then it warmed up and everything melted. And since our sidewalk is now the lowest point between everyone who doesn't shovel, it filled with water and froze again. So now there's probably like a foot of ice on our sidewalk. And then also the neighbor on one side of us is like never there. Like we actually thought nobody lived in that house, except there's this one man that shows up like once a month, once every 2 months for like 10 minutes. And then we don't see him again. And their downspout didn't have anything on the bottom. So it would like run from their roof straight down and then just like onto our driveway. And it was like literally flooding our driveway. Except when it was warm enough to melt during the day and then cold enough to freeze at night, our driveway was a literal sheet of ice.
From top to bottom, like multiple people went down.
Like the downspout on his house comes out right where our steps are on our house. So like we didn't stand a chance. So I attached another piece of downspout and like turned it to go back towards their house. And then today he moved it and then I moved it back and then he moved it again. And I tried to go over there to talk to him, but he didn't answer the door or he wasn't there. But when I got home from work, he was outside. And it turns out he's actually fine. And now I'm like, okay, we only have to dislike one of our neighbors because he spoke very broken English and it was very wholesome because he was like trying to communicate with me, but like I was talking too fast and then he couldn't understand. And we got it sorted in the end. He like ended up putting it like 45 degrees so it goes out onto his grass. Great, perfect. And he said he's going to get a longer piece to like make it run further onto his grass. Great, perfect. But it was just like a very like wholesome interaction. He left us a note in the mailbox because he thought nobody was home, just being, and it literally said, I am a nice person. The pipe is in the right spot. Check the other houses. I would like to talk to you about this, please. So we had a conversation and then Ethan was like giggling, watching us interact from inside the house.
I was home. I just don't deal with neighbors because like I have a the fuck are you doing attitude, which isn't always useful. So I just sat in the house and watched this dude. But when it was like driveway, we put it to his house. He put it to the driveway sometime today, and I was like, door last night or this morning or some shit. So Jill put it back because it's all melting. He came put it back one more time, and I was like, my guy, this is not going to go your way. So we tried. Jill had it there. He went to go talk to him. He wasn't there. Missed each other by 10 minutes because he was out there 10 minutes after that. But then he was out there staring at it. So I was like, watched this dude from my table being like, what are you trying to solve problems with? And then I realized that he's trying to not point it at his house. He's not trying to point it. He's trying to like figure out how to shoot it 45 degrees. And I was like, why was this not?
But it's a square on a square.
It's square on
you
square.
Can't really.
And like, I've seen this dude 5 times. We've been here since November, right?
Yeah. And I attached the bottom part.
Yeah, it was just a dead open spout. Jill put it in there, but we got there. And it was fucking funny. Because in his downspouts, someone before us must have taken them off and then just chucked them by our garbage because they've been there since we moved in. We didn't know where they came from.
We actually thought they were like ours in air quotes. Yeah. And so I went back out there to be like, we actually have like really long pieces of downspout if you want to use them. And he was like, those are mine. And I was like, why are they on my driveway? Because that's fully our driveway. Yeah. But I was like, oh, yeah, we're going to take that stuff to the dump. So if any of it's yours, take it. And he was like, oh, okay, I'll take it. So it was fine. It just like when I pulled up and he was outside, I was like, I don't want to. But it was actually fine. And he was
on like 2 months at a time too, which is like,
yeah, I found out that he like just bought the house a year ago. He didn't know the people that lived here before us. He works in Ontario, so he's only home every couple months,
which is wild. Still wild.
So I think it'll be fine. Now he seems like a nice man. I don't know how much he understood, but I think in general,
listening to him go back and forth, like you could hear him slow down his cadence. You could hear Jill slow down. There was a lot of talk and pause between both of them.
And I think in the end we understood what was happening.
I think this is fun.
And we've like problem solved enough.
Yeah, like he took his piece. Like I'm assuming that he'll add it to and like shoot it all the way down his.
Because he was worried because I had it turned to run right next to his house. And he was worried about it flooding his basement. Or it did flood his basement. I don't know. Couldn't really tell. But again, that's like, that shouldn't be happening either way. But I think we communicated enough in half broken English that we're all good.
Yeah, it's fun when you watch two people that don't speak the same language, like in their entirety, try to communicate with each other. Because like Jill's using hooked on phonics sign language to like map it out. Good. And then I can see him come around the corner. He's also mapping, like they're matching as many syllables, head nods, and hand gestures to piece together the community. Like I'm watching this from the kitchen, just being
like those.
this is
Yo.
fun. Because like he came when she pointed out the eavesdrop, he came like jogging around the front of his house. Like, I got it. Huge smile, and then he like looks at it, looks at the piece, and I was like, he's just stoked to have a solution. And then like literally, I didn't hear what he said, but it sounded like this one. Like problem solved. Like it was the best moment we've had with a neighbor since we moved in here. We don't like any of the other ones.
You don't have to speak the same language to be friends. It's just really hard to problem solve together when it's not quite there.
We're gonna have to. The conversation's always longer, but we get it.
I said the same thing a lot of times in different formats until
I'm sure he's also over there repeating the same shit.
Until
like,
his English was like, oh, got it.
We've got it. I've got it. You've got it. We're together
and
now.
Don't get me wrong. I'm the problem here because whatever English he learned is not what we speak. So like the English language is so fucked. Like, I am the problem because whatever you were taught is not how we actually speak.
Depending on what school you went to, we are speaking two different kinds of English. It's fucking fine. We're gonna rapid fire today because we're on this little catch you guys up to us kick. We did it. What?
I don't know. Adam just texted me and said, "Sending you an email. Can you read it over ASAP?"
Yeah, not right after we're working. We've been catching you guys up on who we are since it's been over a year and change since our first episode. We're Polly. I'm Ethan. That's Jill. I queer. She queer. I black. She not. Business owner. Did I miss anything?
Brat Tom.
Oh, yep.
Annoying. Perfect.
No, it's okay. Yeah, whatever. We're under our questions. You're fine. That's cool. We're gonna rapid fire questions at you about polyamory since you guys don't listen.
Okay, a lot of these we've answered or touched on or talked about a lot.
Hence the you don't listen.
What is your style of polyamory?
Kitchen table.
How do you handle jealousy, time management, and logistics?
Those are too many questions. Handling jealousy is a conversation as much as it's being in therapy before that. What was the second part of that question?
Time management.
Again, conversation and enough conversation to act like grown-ups.
I think like not to toot our own horn, but I think we're pretty good at that because we also share a car, so there's like an extra level of time management between us. And I would say time management ebbs and flows, depends how many people are around, depends how busy we are. Like lately it hasn't really been a thing because we're just kind of existing.
Outside of work.
Yeah. So I do think we're pretty good at time management because we have like multiple things to include.
What was the last one?
Logistics.
Again, everything that our answers are still the same. It's conversations. All of those are the same question in my brain, and it's all conversations and communication. If you can't communicate, the life will be hard for you. Monogamy, polyamory, or otherwise, if you can't talk like a fucking grown-up, and I mean that, and I mean it with some contempt, I mean it with love, I mean it as a poke and prod to grow the fuck up and say it out loud. Because, like, what are you doing in that space if it's not for you after what was said out loud? What are you holding on to? You're so afraid of what? Being alone? Then hence the therapy comment. You're not going to be good in polyamory or monogamy anyway, so you need to be in therapy before these conversations happen. But it all comes back to communication.
Yeah, it's like the number one thing I hear from people, like, outside looking in. Even the people in our life that are monogamous, they're like, honestly, I think you guys have better communication than me and my partner. Probably.
Out of genuine
because we don't have an option.
Is it always smooth conversation? No. Sometimes there's emotions involved. But when there's emotions involved in that conversation, we know we didn't have a conversation before. Always. Like if we can't, we have calm conversations all the time, but then when we don't have the calm conversation over there, it's because one of us didn't say something in this from that one to that one. There was something that wasn't said here. And then it becomes emotional because you should have said it over here. Probably wouldn't have been emotional. We still miss, but we also handle our shit. And I say that with lovely Jill and I fight. We argue. We trauma miss. We tism miss. But we have rules and boundaries about when it happens. Like, get the fuck away from me for a time so we can come back and talk about this. Or if you see the in, take the in to talk about it now. But it's always talk. No matter how long it takes, it's always talk.
What is your sexual health safety routine?
Quarterly checkups if we don't add anybody new. If we add anybody new, checkups.
Yeah, our like
Speaking of which, we should do this month.
our like hard boundaries are quarterly. If there's new people, then it's before every new person. And that's both for our safety and their safety, and just like the safety in general of if something comes up, life happens, but I don't want to have to call 18 people. I would rather just be like, well, you're the last person I had an interaction with
Yeah.
in between testing, so lucky you get this phone call versus having to like track down who it came
And
from.
grow up.
And
if you're having sex, poly, monogamous, if you are touching someone else, you should be getting tested.
especially
On site.
I mean, all the time, but also extra if you're like a casual dater, a casual hookup, or it's just peace of mind. Like then you can go live your life, do who and whatever you want without having to worry about anything versus
they get for peace of mind. If nothing else, for peace of mind, throwing dick and throwing ass around. For nothing else than peace of mind. You're a goddamn psycho sociopath if you think it's okay to be having sex unprotected or at all without getting tested. And like I'm of that fucked up mindset. I've been there. An immature fuck? Absolutely. But I like reality checks all the time. But now you wouldn't catch me dead. Hardest of passes. We can all grow. It's a little swab and a little pokey poke. You're fine.
pee in a cup. You'll be fine.
You pee anyways.
What is the level of disclosure slash what is the level of disclosure slash transparency about other partners?
To each their own. Jill and I, we've juggled many different variations of it as fast as we could to see what we wanted, and we enjoy sharing. Jill wants to know how my dates go all the time. Jill asks, when Jill was dating more, I ask, like, I want to know how it goes. I like celebrating my people. I like seeing them happy and all the other things that come with it. I like knowing that there's other people that get to choose to share the load and share loving in and caring for this person. That's just fucking fun. So for us, it's pretty open ended. There's lots of times that we wind up playing together, so I don't have to explain shit. But but even then, like there's still debriefs after play, even in the group setting. So
yeah, I think we always know who the other person is existing around. Do we always know every single detail about that person? No, but I also think we're both good at telling each other enough details that like if they walk into this house, you're comfortable with that.
Yeah, everybody knows Jill.
It's not Jill me having to like dig of like, oh, who are you and where did you come from? And
there was a bit where like Jill's having a hard time keeping up, but she did great.
And we've had like ebbs and flows. Like, I don't know if we ever talked about it on the pod, but there was a bit where like Ethan was sharing a little bit less, I was asking a little bit less, and it just like wasn't meshing with either of our brains. But that's also just a conversation of like, hey, is there a reason things have shifted? I also know lots of other people that are like,
tell me nothing.
very much like I will tell you what I want to tell you and like don't ask. And it's not really,
We don't fuck with don't ask, don't tell.
yeah. There's things I don't know about people and I will never know, and it's none of my friggin' business, but like I prefer to know enough that I know who's walking into my house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do you handle new partner energy, new relationship energy either?
Um, it can be I think it's the most common trigger for jealousy is when something new or someone new, and something being the relationship, someone being the person new comes in. But again, Jill and I share and talk a lot, and we do enjoy the compersion that comes with seeing our people happy. So it's not really juggling it as much as allowing space to experiencing it with us. Like, is if you're going to be a part of my life and it's that much fun, then you're going to be in this house, which means you're going to be around Jill, which means you two should probably get along in some way, because if you don't, then it's going to fuck with my enjoyment of the whole thing.
Yeah, I think
Like,
I typically do ask for some like closeness one-on-one time with Ethan when there's somebody new existing, but I also find it depends like how frequently they're seeing each other, how involved I am in the sense of like if they only want one-on-one time with Ethan, that's a little bit harder for me to juggle in my brain of like if they want like if they're coming into our house but they've asked for like separate space with Ethan. I don't know what the right word is. It's not that I feel like I'm not included because it's not my relationship, but it's just like I don't really get to coexist with them.
which is interesting because you don't want to be down here half the time anyway.
Yeah, but like when
We're
somebody
talking this out on camera.
there's been people here that have like come and it's like very clear they're like very interested in just hanging out with Ethan. So then typically I will ask for one-on-one time with Ethan because we coexist around each other all the time, but we're not always hanging out together. Um, and yeah, sometimes like when Ethan's like flopped on the couch watching a movie with somebody, I'm just like, wow, that sounds nice. And then I'll ask for the same, and that's allowed to happen. Um,
Hmm. I'm not gonna lie, I got lost on my tattoo down here. It's healed really nicely right there. Sorry, I was with you until like right at the end. I lost the last 5 words. I was good. Then I felt my eyes blur. What'd you say though?
I just said that sometimes like when you have
Oh, you said
intentional
that
one-on-one time
when
with
you see
people,
me cuddling, you
and
ask
it's
for the
like
same cuddling
I think it's
or
more of the
similar.
like intentional downtime thing. We're
Mm-hmm.
not like super on top of that all the time, or at least don't like schedule it very often.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like it's not even like an equality thing. Jill and I are together all the time. We play, fight, and wrestle, and people bring it up that they feel that they're trying to catch up to me and Jill more often than not. But it's like it's for a time like I never stopped being Jill's partner. Um, but like in those moments, there is like if Jill got invited, she'd jump in the pile, but she's not, and now you have FOMO, which is like there. Everybody wants to cuddle chocolate. But like you live here, and that's like this is like a piece of what we talked about in the morning. Like, you're here, like you have access to me 24/7. These people don't. So what did we need to do to make sure that it feels okay? Because not like they're taking anything from you, but
No.
like
And it's not that I'm like, you can't do that.
mhm,
Most of me and Ethan's downtime is right before bed or first thing in the morning. Like,
not really intentional.
yeah, it
It's just
just,
happenstance. I woke
yeah.
up in front beside this fucker.
So sometimes I'm just like, wait, I want to watch a movie and flop with you for a bit.
Yeah,
Um,
because like Jill also like and this is again there's another layer to this is that when Jill asks me for that during the day, like a lot of the times my tism won't let me slow down, so I don't get to just stop, even though we're home. Like I'm doing shit, and we don't. There's time like she asks, like most of the time I have to say no because or I get to say no or I choose to say no because I'm doing something or I don't sitting. You see me currently. Watch these back. Look how still I sit unless I'm really listening to her. And even like I don't do well with it. So it's tough to just be like, yeah, I'll lay. It. There are moments though, like where there's nothing that I want more than to do nothing.
it just doesn't always line up with when I'm free. Like my favorite thing, and this is a small tangent, is like I'll come home sometimes and Ethan will be like flopped, and the way I'm like, me too. And I'll just like, it happens like maybe once a month where he needs some downtime. And I get home to
I
him
don't even
like,
think it's that often. Like I think it's like quarterly because
that's great.
I don't remember the
But
last
the
time I
way
laid, but it is that
I
reaction.
like get so excited because I'm just like, now's my chance. And it's not that I'm trying to like invade his space and he'll like happily have me in his space in those moments. It's just like, he doesn't do nothing very often. So I'm like, oh my God, now's my chance. Hurry up, be clean, shower, hurry before he gets up. Because half the time he's like, no, I'm done. And I'm like, oh, dang it. But it's also asking for it. And yeah, I'd say that's the biggest thing for me when there's like new humans and new energy around is just like asking for time and space with Ethan if I need it as well. But to your point of not always wanting to be down here, like it very much depends on the person and the vibe they give out. Uh, not everybody is comfy for me to exist
Yeah, and
around.
like we aren't
So
actually professionals at this. We just talk a lot. We talk well. Like there was a piece for a bit in this where like I felt like I was put in the middle to decide whether I get alone time with this person in a house that's paid for by the person I live with, who knows full fucking well that she can be anywhere, but like also knows that we do poly together. So what are you trying to take up this space with us for? You know, you and I just had this space, but like now you're looking to me for guidance, even though you knew they were coming because we talked about this beforehand. And that was a lot on my brain while I was trying to be close to someone I enjoy, other than that one. And that like came up 3 or 4 times before it finally came out. And then it came from the other side of like, it's probably easier if you just give me an answer and then I can hop along my way or go because I'll take up all the time I want or I can around you. And if they don't say no, I'm like, then what am I supposed to think? That's fair. But what if I don't know in the moment because they're just here to vibe? But then all of a sudden we're horizontal and cuddling because have you seen them? Then what? Then I'll take a hint and I'll vacate. Cool. You're gonna say something on the way though, so that you know that I didn't like set you off and trigger you. Deal, deal, deal. And then it's usually, hey, I'm just gonna go upstairs because she keeps biting your ear, and now I want to bite it, so I'm gonna go before I disturb your world with peace. Cool.
yeah,
Like that was a
and
whole 25-minute conversation we had early on in our relationship.
it's always easier to navigate when like the other humans are a little more confident in their selves in our space too. I really struggle when people are like uneasy being in our space because I'll pick up on that energy and then I'm like, I'll just go, which is not
Mm-hmm.
like, well, it's helpful for me because I'm just like, I gotta go. Where like one of Ethan's newer people is like a very calm energy to exist in our space, but not everybody is
Mm-hmm.
cool and chill like that. How is your relationship with existing partners slash metamors? Well, that's a one way question for me. Um, fine. There's only like because I don't have other partners, so you don't have any metamors.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan's newer connection is cool and chill, and I like her, and that's about the only human coexisting around us right now.
Yeah.
How will I self soothe when my partner is on a date?
I don't really self-soothe.
Yeah, I feel like your routines don't really change.
No, I have a whole life to live. I'm so glad that but I've been this way since before Jill and I started this life together. When Jill said she was queer, I'm like, sick. The fuck are you talking to me for then? Like it never once was this like it like go do your thing. I think that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I think that's cool. You choose to share that with me. Oh, you want me to hold space for you to have these experiences? I could do that. So, so go have the experiences, please. Because you're really cute when you come back, or you're cute when you leave. But you know they make you feel good, which makes me feel good because you feel good. So what the fuck am I changing my day for? I have to edit these 7 videos today, whether you suck in my dick or not. Or did you need me to walk you to said date? Two? No? Okay. Here we I'll be here. Like, I just fucking love that you have a date.
Yeah, I don't think either of us really have to self soothe. Like, I watch my shows that Ethan thinks are
Jill
dumb.
fills Jill fills her time with her stuff.
Yeah. Like, I watch my shows.
Yeah, like I think that more is Jill enjoys quiet time because I'm not in the
The house
house.
is radio silent. Oh
Like,
my God.
I think that's the number one thing that comes up is like how quiet it is when I'm not here, but I'm here all the time outside of work.
It's better now when we also had a
Oh
roommate.
yeah, fair.
When I was living with two boys, and there was like video games coming from that room and Family Guy coming from downstairs, and Ethan scrolling on his phone, and then I also had a client call, and then Brian was playing music. Like there was just like
On a
so
saxophone for some reason.
there was just like so, and he's yelling at video games, and Ethan's yelling at his phone. There's just like so many sounds all the time.
And then we lived in a very brown community, so then there was just like all sounds.
And then they would both leave, which didn't happen very often. It was like not very often that they were both out of the house at the same time. And I'd literally turn everything off and just silent. And one of my friends came over one time when they were both gone, and she's like, "Do you sit in silence too?" And I said, "Yeah." And that's why we're friends. But
Yeah, I think self-soothing is much more like it's me time. It's like we're
yeah,
we're together all day in most ways, but like even when Jill goes to dog walk, like half the time I don't even move. Like I get stuck on my phone on the table, but I'll get stuck on TikTok, then I'll realize, fuck, I'm sitting here, I might as well edit something, and then I'll do laps of the house, and by the time she's back, I haven't moved. I sat back down and got all my work done while she was gone. Like it.
I think self-soothing in my brain means like you're having a hard time.
Yeah.
And that's not really our vibe over
Did
here.
that ever happen? I thought that happened like one of the first dates I had where like, you didn't have like the best of time. But I don't let me put words in your mouth. Maybe I miss it. We've been at this for a little bit, but I thought that there was a time where you had a tough time. Not the time that I was gone for 4 hours and you thought I got kidnapped, but that I would distinctly remember that there was a date that I got back from and like we had to sit for a bit. But I can't remember why. I don't actually remember. Now I could edit this out too. Like I could have sworn that
I
it was
do.
only
I
happened
just
like
can't
one
remember
time.
enough details to tell.
But you remember it was just once, and yeah, I can't. I actually cannot remember what it was.
Yeah, it's not very often that I'm like actually anxious while Ethan is out doing things, and I do recall, but can't pull enough details out of my brain to put all the pieces together.
Like I know there's times when Jill gets anxious when she doesn't feel like I'm safe with the person, like this person's here with ulterior motives or whatever for whatever reason, but it's never. But that's like a separate thing.
And yeah, I get more like there's been a couple times where people have like stayed in our house that I've had to do like more self-soothing, and that's more so like finding activities for me. Uh and it's also because I'm not used to sleeping without Ethan. So like in our first house together, if somebody stayed over, they would typically stay in the basement. Um and that's just always weird for me because there's not a human in the bed anymore. Um which is funny because I've never lived with a boyfriend before, and now I'm like, I have to sleep by myself in the bed. Everybody
all the same.
Everybody
All the same.
Everybody's always like, "Oh my god, I love when my husband's out of town. I get a bed to myself." I'm like, "No, I'm all alone in this bed." um, so I would say that's as close as I get to like self-soothing is when I'm like I have to sleep alone, but that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
Which leads to the next question: what are boundaries regarding shared spaces, e.g., the bedroom?
We only actually have like two that I can think of that are like hard in the stone boundaries. The first and most important one is no intimacy as a solo act without the other person being there.
In our
So like
bed.
I don't get to bring a person, one of my partners, into our bed with Jill not being there because that's our room. If Jill's there, don't matter with as long as she consents. And like the other one being kind of like a caveat to that is anybody that comes over for either one of us has the option to stay in our bed with us. And we make it a Tism made I have another bed and it fits the same height as ours. So it turns it into like this what's bigger than California King? Tism King. bed, and so then people can choose to sleep and just share the bed. Let's just sleep, but and most of us like cuddles, so as long as you consent and are open to it, you have an option to stay in our actual bed. But those are kind of our two direct shared space. Like the only real rule we have about intimacy and physical contact with people is that room in particular.
How do you handle public outings?
We love causing a stir. Like you can jump and answer the rest of that. We love.
Yeah,
We when we're in a triad, we are the
I was going to
worst.
say one of my favorite games we used to play, and it is a game. Sometimes a game other people don't know we're playing, but it's a game. When we were in our like longest relationship in our triad, we loved, and luckily our partner was also on board to fuck with people. Like we would get Ethan gets sideways looks all the time because he's not white, and then I would be like, hold on, I can make this worse. And it was always like old white people that would be personally offended, or like me and Nicola would be holding hands and they would like look at us sideways because that means we're gay. And then Ethan would be like, oh, I can make this worse. And we would just like fuck with people all the time.
People so mad at love. It's fascinating, so it's fun to fuck with them.
One time we were in Radium. That was probably
That
our
was
most
yeah.
like, and we went to pick up food from somewhere. And me and Nicola went in, and then these like guys were staring at us at the bar because we're girls. And we like smirked at each other and we were like, hold on, and then just like made out in the bar, and then they all just like panicked, and then we texted Ethan like we just made everyone panic. But it's like my funnest game, and being like femme and appearing straight and regular is my favorite. To just be like, hold please, I can make this worse for you. um Obviously if like our people have different feelings about it, that's fine. Ethan and I don't hide who we are, so it would be a tough sell to be like, I don't want to be seen with you in public. Um, but if you didn't want to fuck with people, then I guess whatever.
Yeah, I don't have any dad. That's literally it. It was just like a good. It's just a good time. I dress in so many different ways that make people look at me extra because it's just fun to fuck with people.
Well, like if you're gonna be offended by me existing, and I haven't even like in Ethan's word flexed a muscle yet, I'm gonna make you extra uncomfortable.
If you're uncomfortable because I'm wearing a crop top, all right, listen. I'm a dance in this crop top, make you feel extra some way.
Yeah, you're gonna look at me funny because I'm kissing a black man. Wait till I look to my right and kiss a girl.
A girl that then kisses me. Oh, that would have been mine. Is Riley and Shar when I modeled and looking out from the back room when you three were sitting together.
Oh yeah.
But like I walk in, Joe, or because I was in the model room doing my thing, and Joe was there, say hi, give her a kiss. My other partner shows up later, so they both come down. They tell me that I guess Joe, I guess right. Another partner shows up, a newer our connection shows up, comes downstairs, give them a kiss, and I watch by the third kiss as I walk away. That every eye is now like.
And then the three of them are gonna walk away
And
together.
then she walks over and sits with them, and Jill's got like arm around holding Char's hand. Arm around Riley's shoulder. I'm like, everybody's having the hardest time with this right now.
And it's always so funny because people like try not to look, but like people are. It would be better if people were just like, "The fuck."
And then people like models are also now like looking out from the back and being like,
yeah. So I mean, if you ever choose to date Ethan or me or both, you're gonna have to say your shit early that you don't want to fuck with people in public because.
Yeah, and you might be judged, you might not, because like I don't get to take my skin off, so I might as well have some fun with the whole package.
Yeah, and I think that's my biggest thing is like I say this to Ethan all the time. I can obviously blend easier than him, so my favorite thing is to just be like, "Oh, you're offended by my tattoos, but I'm white. Wait, hold on. I have a black partner and I'm gay. Surprise! Wow. Surprise! I have more things for like if you're gonna be offended by one, you might as well be offended by all of them." And now you're also confused and intrigued. So you're welcome.
Probably a little bit horny, which is also extra funny.
Yeah. I think that's all the like rapid fire. The rest don't really. How are holidays and special events scheduled?
We don't do family, so it don't matter.
I appear at my family every once in a while. I don't require Ethan to come because I think it's weird to require anyone to do an activity they don't want to do. What's your policy for meeting metas?
Mandatory.
But you're not coming in this house.
Yeah,
if
like
you don't
honest,
want
and
to
that
meet
one that one's
us.
fair to actually answer. If you don't want to meet my people, don't bother meeting me. I'm not in this life to hoard nobody. I'm not in this life to be hoarded. I'm not in this life to be hid. I'm not doing this life and sharing it with people so that they can take it. Y'all miss me with it. With respect.
Yeah, and I think we navigated less, but definitely in the beginning we had to navigate more of the like, well, if I come over, is Ethan going to be home? Well, if I come over, is Joe? Yeah, he lives here. Well, are we going to have our own space? Well, like we can, but now I don't really want to give it to you. Like,
But that's just like, and it also comes with like, well, why, if you have a space, if you want your own time with me, why can't we do it over there where there's nobody? Oh, you can't host either. So
yeah, and we've said this many times that like, don't be asking to come in this house if you don't want to exist around.
if you don't like knowing people can hear you moan, you don't belong in this house. And not because I want to make you moan, but because the whole world can hear you moan in your own home. Uh, and just because somebody's in the house when you do it this time changes kind of nothing. As a matter of fact, I don't want to tell you this, but the fact that you make those noises just makes her happy.
It's actually
So
kind
deal
of
with
a
that.
problem for me sometimes, not in like a negative way, like in
You're
that
about to get a TMI subscription admission from her.
I don't have to say it.
No, you can't. I'm not. Don't know. Say the thing.
Noises have always been a thing for me. So when there's other people in this house, and then I also know who's making them make the noises, then I just am like, oh, I need to deal with myself. If I can't be included, I guess I'll deal with it myself.
This life is. We live a cool life, and we live a cool life because we choose to communicate and share in love and the hard and the uglies together. That's such a fucked up sentence. How crazy is like? What do you mean?
And I'm just
What do you mean?
I'm just gonna say it out loud. Noises are a thing for a lot of you because I watched the new season of Bridgerton, and the whole time I was just like, "Whoa, they did not skip on the noises." But you know when they like cut away and you can't actually see them doing anything, but you can hear the noises. They do that on purpose. And if you've ever sat there being like, "Hold on, surprise, noises are a thing for you also," because you don't know those people.
Yeah, that was fun. I like that episode. Rapid fire, catch you up on how we do life and how we navigate. Ask your questions as always. You can find me on this, but more importantly, you can find us at Shifting the Lens Podcast, literally everywhere.
Yeah, please follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all the places we're trying to work on growing our following across the board. And you can find me at CoachJill.April. See ya.
Peace.